Our final segment today features GLVC Commissioner Jim Naumovich and GLVC Supervisor of Football Officials Mike McCann. Commissioner and Mike, thanks for joining us today. Jim, give us a quick look back at the GLVC's inaugural season of football last year and how you felt about the league competing.
Well, I think the proof's in the pudding on a couple of different issues there with the start of football. Obviously, having gone through our first season in 2012 and having the University of Indianapolis advance to the Division II playoffs, host a first-round playoff game, win a first-round playoff game, and then advance out to Colorado was certainly very gratifying to see the success of the league in its first year. And earlier this morning we had a chance to meet with our football coaches for about 2.5 hours, and we were reviewing conference policies and procedures. And with the year under our belt, okay, what do we need to address? What didn't work to our satisfaction? And there wasn't anything. So I think, and that's a tribute to our coaches, to our athletic directors, to our athletic trainers, our sports information directors. As you well know, the number of different people that are involved in the administration of a football program. And so kudos to them, because it was a very well received first season of football, and we certainly looking forward to duplicating those efforts again in 2013.
Well, Jim, talking about last year, everything was new in regards to the GLVC football. This year there will be some new things surrounding the sport. First of all, Truman State is a full-time member. Kentucky Wesleyan has gone as associate membership, and Central State and Urbana are no longer associate members. NCAA Division II was also affected by conference realignment last year. Share with us how you see the Division II football landscape both now and in the future.
Well, and that's a good point. The Division I, the national media out there the movement in Division I conferences has been well chronicled, but we had quite a bit of movement within the Division II ranks with the formation of 2 new Division II conferences that will have an impact on the Midwest region where the GLVC is located. So, we would like to add a couple of member schools if we could, whether it be full members or associate members that add football at some point in the future. We're in a very good position as a conference right now, though, with 16 members. There's stability within the league. But we would like to, if the opportunity presented itself with the right schools involved, add to it and maybe get to a 10-team, 9-game football schedule. So that's the charge I have as commissioners, to keep our eye on the landscape and see if there might be some schools out there that would be potential GLVC football playing members.
Okay. Mike, you got a thankless job. I'm a long-time athletic director, so I really have a lot of respect for you. Talk a little bit about how the first year of the GLVC football went as far as the officiating side of things are concerned.
Well, I appreciate that. I really do, and I appreciate the question. Overall, we were happy. We were very, 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 very happy. The coaching staff overall was happy as well, but we certainly had our dings, and we made some rules errors, and frankly, that's one of the things that disappoints me. Our guys get paid to know the rules, and when they misapply a rule, that upsets us. But overall, we were very, very happy, and I know we will be better this year.
Mike, you just had a meeting with the GLVC coaches and previewing the season to come, and I know how this works, being a football coach and athletic director all these years. Give us an idea, and really for our fans that will be following GLVC, what you guys talked about and some of the points of emphasis, because a lot of people who go to the games won't know some things have changed. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
The real 2 significant changes this year in the rules were some tweaking of the blocking below the waist rule. Frankly, a year ago, the blocking below the waist rule was so confusing you couldn't officiate it.
It was.
And I don't think you could coach it. So they've tweaked that a little bit for the better, and we're pretty excited that we feel the coaches can coach it and we can officiate it. The other one is the targeting rule. And understand that the targeting rule, the rule itself has not changed. The application is the same as last year. What has changed, and changed significantly, is the penalty. And this is what our fans will see, in that if a player is called for a targeting foul in the first half of a game, he will be disqualified for the balance of that game. So he will not play in the rest of that half, nor the second half. If he's disqualified in the second half, he will not play for the first half of the next week's game. So when fans see this week, they go, well, where's Billy this week? Well, he was disqualified from last week's game. Now, there is an appeal process. If a coach feels that we erred, the coach can send that play into the NCAA, where they have a committee that will review those plays and that committee will make the final decision on whether or not that player can play.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, if we make that call in the first half, he's out for the second half, it's done, it's over.
So there's obviously no appeal in that type of situation.
Correct.
So a lot of people, a lot of fans will want to know that and will want to know what's going on. I'm sure that'll be an educational process that you guys will have to.
Yes.
Each school is probably going to have to.
Yes, it
address.
will. And the media. The media will play a role in that as well.
Yep. Jim, you get to our final question of the day and the GLVC football kickoff, for that matter, as this is a final station. Talk about this event in particular. How has the preseason kickoff event helped the league office in terms of promoting GLVC football?
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge the work of Jeff Smith, our Assistant Commissioner for Communications, because this was Jeff's brainchild a year ago. Quite frankly, we had some people in the league that were a little skeptical about trying to have a media day, and the fear that you'd schedule a lunch and you wouldn't have anybody show up for it. So Jeff came up with the idea a year ago to use various social media platforms as a means of promoting and marketing our member schools and GLVC football. So his efforts, along with Camilla Trahan, our Assistant Commissioner for Championships and Marketing, and Tanya Charland, our Assistant Commissioner for Compliance, and Amy Selk, our intern, have done a wonderful job of coordinating today's media day. I also want to acknowledge the sports information directors from our member schools who are here assisting us to do this. We were thrilled with the response we got last year, and if in imitation is the greatest form of flattery, then right after our media day last year, I got a call from a couple of colleagues of mine that are commissioners from Division II football conferences who had given up on the idea of football media day until they saw what we did. So they are embracing what we created last year. So that's great. And again, that's nothing I did. That's stuff that Jeff gets a lot of credit for, and our staff and our sports information directors from around the conference, who are a great group of individuals, great camaraderie and collegiality to pull something like this off. And my thanks to you and Rick for coming out to help us as well.
That's been a great day. Jim and Mike, thanks for joining us on the GLVCsports.com. We can't wait for the GLVC football next month. It's already around the corner. It's here, and we're ready to roll.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.